There's the long-standing belief that in some police departments in this country, there's a conspiracy against young black Americans, and police officers are planting evidence against them to secure convictions. And now we know that for a fact, at least in the Dothan Police Department in Alabama, this is going on. The Alabama Justice Project, this NGO organization, has secured documents spurring from an internal affairs investigation. And it says that since the mid-90s, members of the Dothan, Alabama Police Department narcotics investigation have been planting drugs and weapons on young black men. The revelation came when a group of anonymous officers came forward, turning these documents and said, we cannot look the other way. It's really, really sad because there's another twist to this story that makes it even worse. The leadership of this group is suspected of being part of a Neo Confederate group, pretty much the KKK without a mask. And to know that this level of racism is ingrained in a police department, and for decades they have been protected by their superiors, and not only their superiors, but the district attorney, it's incredible. Mm-hmm.
It's despicable, and they have the proof. They secured these documents at an NGO in Canada. What does that say? That they don't even trust them in the U.S.? They're being handed over to DOJ as we speak, and you are absolutely right. So this goes back to 1996. John White was the chief of police in Dothan, Alabama at that time. He was receiving numerous complaints that young black men were having evidence planted on them to secure felony convictions, namely drugs and weapons. Not only that, he was targeting black men with clean records. They wanted to sully those records. And he not only ignored those complaints, but he instructed higher up officers to do the same. So this goes back a very long time. It involves a lot of people. And as you mentioned, even the district attorney at that time, Doug Velasca, is also complicit in these allegations. They're saying he was involved too.
Incredible to see that the police that is supposed to serve and protect is just finding these young black Americans without no criminal record to frame them and secure convictions. Thousands of people. Now, the only upside to this story is the fact that these documents are going to be available to all of these wrongfully convicted persons so they can use them in their fight to get these convictions removed. Now, what's going to happen to prevent police departments of engaging in this behavior in the future? It's incredible to see that it can go undercover for almost 2 decades without anyone saying anything about it.
Well, Loretta Lynch of the DOJ is handling this now. It's going to the Civil Rights Division because these also constitutes, because they were targeting black men, it constitutes a hate crime along with being, all of those other issues going on. So transparency obviously is key to this, but let's just hope that they make an example out of all of these officers.
It is. A group of officers from the Dothan Police Department in Alabama has come forward as whistleblowers, saying that for decades, the police department, a group of the officers, have been planting drugs and weapons in black Americans to secure convictions.